All the Easter eggs I found in Avengers Infinity War. Hi everyone, welcome back to Geek Speak. My name is Jiggy Cruz, and for more Marvel content from a fan's perspective, please do subscribe on the link below. Spoiler alert for those who have not seen Avengers Infinity War. This video contains a lot of spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, don't watch this video. Okay, so for those of you who have seen Avengers Infinity War and still can't get enough of it, here are the Easter eggs that I found after watching 3 times. I'll be honest, a lot of the Easter eggs from the past Marvel Cinematic Universe movies had a lot of references from the comics. But this one, I kind of noticed that a lot of the Easter eggs came from the past movies. And you know, it really is a culmination. They put a lot of references from the other 18 movies. At the very beginning of the movie, you'll see the Marvel Studios logo, and they highlighted 10, which is 10 years of Marvel Studios. When Thanos invaded the Asgardian ship, right after the mid-credits of Thor Ragnarok, Loki confronted Thanos and he said that we have a Hulk, in reference to the very first Avengers movie in which Tony Stark told Loki the exact same line.
I have an army. We have a Hulk.
Although this time, the big green machine got his ass whooped by the purple alien. Loki's dying breath to Thanos was, "You will never be a god," in reference to the comics where Thanos does want to be a god. On a lighter note, back in New York, Tony Stark and Pepper Potts were talking about their wedding and in the future having a child possible. But Tony and Pepper were talking about what to name their child, and Tony suggested Morgan. In the comics, Morgan Stark was an annoying cousin of Tony. When Tony and Doctor Strange met, they went to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and then Tony leaned on the Cauldron of the Cosmos. And the Cauldron of the Cosmos, for those of you who don't know, is an artifact that allows Doctor Strange to peer through time, space, and alternate realities. But in this case, in Infinity War, he used the Time Stone to look at those alternate futures. Okay, now we have the number of Steve Rogers: 678, 136, 70, 92. And those are 4 parts actually. 678 is the area code of Atlanta, and that's where they film a lot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. So that's the area code they put. 136 was in reference to a specific Avengers comic book, and in the cover you'll see an Avenger dies and Iron Man, quote unquote, dies. So I don't know if it's a foreshadowing if Tony Stark will die in the upcoming Avengers 4th movie. I don't know. 70 years of Marvel Comics. They recently celebrated 70 years of publishing a lot of stories from the Marvel Universe, and I think that's what they put in the number. 92 finally is in reference to Infinity War, the comic book, because it was published in 1992. Alright, so for this particular Easter egg, I'm not really sure, and it's kind of tough to find. When Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, Wong, and Banner fought around Bleecker Street, there were these taxis located around near them. And on the ads on top of the taxi, it said "Time Out, New York." And Doctor Strange was in the scene. I feel that it was in reference to a particular Avengers comic book called Time Runs Out. And also, it was very related to Doctor Strange and the Time Stone. The time was out. By the end of the movie, it was the end game. Time's up. They lost. I'll be very honest with you. When Tony said unlock 17A, I couldn't find any reference to it. Please, if you know, please tell me on the link down below. But for the Iron Spider, of course, the comic book artist Brian Hitch designed that Iron Spider from the Civil War storyline, actually the Road to Civil War, wherein Tony Stark gave a brand new Iron Spider suit to Peter Parker. But the funny one I saw with this one is that it also had a parachute, just because Tony wants to keep Peter safe at all times. There was a parachute that released, but Spidey did attach to that donut spaceship. And when Tony found out that Peter was a stowaway in the donut spaceship, first thing he said was, "What the f-?" Similar to Aunt May at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, when she saw Peter being Spider-Man, she said, "What the f-?" So I thought it was kind of funny that both their parental figures said that to Peter Parker. We have teenage Groot playing Arcade Defender. I don't know if it's a blatant reference to the Defenders, who sadly are not part of this Avengers Infinity War movie. Also, I thought there were a lot of game references like Galaga in the first Avengers movie. So I don't know, maybe they wanted to put that in the movie just for fun. This scene I saw in the second viewing, and in Scotland, when Wanda and Vision were walking around the streets, when they saw Tony Stark in the news, it was a kebab stand, a shawarma stand. So I thought it was pretty funny because it was in homage to the first Avengers movie, shawarma. Tony found the shawarma joint, and when Tony was missing, it was shown in a shawarma joint. Spears through the body. I thought that there were a lot of spears through the body, and when Vision was pierced by Corvus Glaive, it was in reference to Loki killing quote-unquote, killing Agent Coulson in the first Avengers movie. And then I thought it was pretty cool that Vision also killed Corvus Glaive at the end of the movie. So this is a non-Marvel reference Easter egg, but at the end of the movie, of course, you'll stay for the end credit scene, as true Marvel fans would. There was this line that Arrested Development was cited by the end credits, and I was trying to figure out what was it, and I couldn't find it until, of course, I had to Google it, and it was confirmed that a certain blue man with a mustache was seen in Nowhere at the Collector's Museum, and that was in reference, of course, to Mr. Tobias Funke when he joined the Blue Man Group. So for those fans who don't know, the Russos, of course, are very much affiliated with Arrested Development. In the flashback scene where Thanos met Gamora for the first time, you'd see a lot of the Chitauri, that space whale. So that space whale kind of appears in a lot of all the Avengers movie. It appeared in the first one, Age of Ultron, at the beginning, and in this one, it made another cameo. I thought it was cool when that Thanos used the gauntlet. Two stones would light up as combinations, and the Power Stone would light up as well, because the Power Stone in the comics would juice up, give extra power, a power bank to the other stone. So when you see it again, do check that reference out, because the Power Stone would add more power to the others. Rocket does love body parts. He has a fetish for those detachable body parts, because he gave the eye to Thor, which I thought was hilarious. The arm of Bucky, he wanted to get it, like, I'm gonna get that arm. So they were really continuing Rocket's fetish for body parts. Nicknames galore. I thought it was super hilarious. Thor calling Rocket Rabbit, Iron Man calling Drax Mr. Clean, and then Mr. Lord to Star-Lord. Of course, Flash Gordon also was mentioned to Star-Lord. I thought it was pretty cool that Kevin Bacon and Footloose were discussed in this movie, because from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 movie, Star-Lord does love Footloose, and with that space dance-off with Ronan, of course, Peter said it never was the greatest movie of all time. Funny stuff, guys. Funny stuff. Seriously, I swore when the Red Skull appeared, because I was right. He's still alive, and in Vormir, I kind of feel bad because a lot of people were asking me, who was that cloaked figure in Vormir? Guys, it was the Red Skull. So the Space Stone transported him there, and what the reference I saw was that he was cloaked like a ring wraith. Unfortunately, it wasn't Hugo Weaving, it was Ross Marquand, but I thought it was pretty cool that Hugo Weaving did play the Red Skull. He was part of Lord of the Rings, and that cloak figure looked like a ring wraith. Correct me if I'm wrong, when Okoye showed the Earth that incoming bogies or something was invading the atmosphere, it kind of looked like the Death Star. There was this little circle inside the bigger sphere, so I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that there was a hint of Death Star in that scene. When Thor had to restart the forge, so he had to spin the pod of rocket just like he spinning Mjolnir. So I thought it was pretty cool that Thor was still spinning a lot of things, and he's spun the Sweet Rabbit. Thanos used the Reality Stone against Stark, and he threw space bats? I don't know. They look like bats. And was it a shade at Batman or a joke that from the Lego Batman movie, Iron Man sucks? So bats were thrown against Tony by Thanos. So I thought it was pretty cool. The Vision in black and white. So when he died, when the Mind Stone was removed, he turned to black and white. And in reference in the comics, Vision does have a black and white appearance when he returns and he loses all his emotions. He was just an android, comes as black and white. So I don't know, maybe in the next Avengers movie, Shuri copy-pasted Vision's consciousness, I don't know. But this time, he's black and white. You remember that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1? By the end, Rocket crashes on Ronan with this huge spaceship, which Nebula did to Thanos in Avengers Infinity War. And both times, both villains survived with the Power Stone. Coincidence? And finally, in reference to the comics, when Thanos snapped his finger using the Infinity Gauntlet to put the universe in half. All life in the universe cut in half. And then he eventually retires in the Philippines. It's confirmed in the Banawe Rice Terraces. Thanos retires as a farmer, just like the comics. He retires as a farmer when everything was done. Sorry guys, I'm Filipino. I'm pretty psyched that the Philippines is now part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Thanos is here in the Philippines, up north, in the Banawe Rice Terraces, retired, watching the sunrise. I thought it was freaking awesome. So that does it for the Easter eggs. I know it's not every Easter egg. I've missed some. So if you saw what I missed, please do share with me in the comments down below. If you plan on watching Avengers Infinity War again, why not wear Marvel shirts? Marvel's latest collaboration with Uniqlo. All 17 designs are now available at all Uniqlo branches nationwide. And for the Philippine subscribers, if you have one of these, take a picture of yourself, tell me why you bought that shirt and why you love Marvel with the hashtag UT2018XJiggy and get a chance to win 5,000 pesos worth of Uniqlo GCs from Uniqlo. So please do post that on Instagram. Make your profile public so that they can see and tag me. So for Geek Speak, this has been Jiggy Cruz. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you like this video. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.